If you're curious to see what I picked up from the Erin Condren Black Friday sale, or you just want to know what kind of things you can get from Erin Condren, keep watching. So my order was over $100 because Erin Condren had a special where if you spent $100, you would get free shipping and you'd get a free gift. I'll show you what that was in a minute. I actually don't have one of the items that I purchased here because I gave it to my daughter. I will pop it up here on the screen from their website and show you what it is. If you want, I actually haven't even touched it. Honestly, just like handed it to her. So and she's using it for her supplies at school. If you want me to kind of get my hands on it and then give you my thoughts on like what I think about the quality and things like that, let me know. My daughter's in 4th grade, so I'm pretty confident that she's not going to destroy it and it's going to hold up for her. But just let me know if you want some more details on it. You can send me a DM over on Instagram or drop a comment down here on YouTube. But a lot of the things that I got are notebooks and like notepad type things. And I did get a couple items for my younger daughter that I'm going to show you as well. So I think maybe I'll start there and show you that because a lot of people don't realize that Erin Condren has things that you can get for your kids. And I think these would make like great gifts, or just in general, if you have a child who needs help with practicing handwriting and stuff like that, this would be great. So this is it all in frame? Let's see. I think I'm out a little bit. Okay, so it's not even all the way in frame, but this is a 8.5 by 11 size notebook that is on a plastic coil and it's part of like the kids collection. And this notebook is just handwriting lines. So this is really good. My daughter, my 5-year-old, my youngest, she's in kindergarten, and so she's been practicing handwriting, and I got this for her for that very reason. And I picked the Hello Kitty cover because she loves Hello Kitty. So in addition to this notebook, they also have a handwriting notepad that actually comes in a 2-pack, and you can customize it with your child's name, or you can use like some kind of a message at the bottom, whatever I guess you want to say, so you don't have to do their name. But this is what the notepad looks like. My daughter wrote on it right here, and we've already used a couple sheets on here. But this has the letters of the alphabet in capital and in lowercase, and then it's got the numbers 1 through 20. And then down here where it says from the desk of, you have space. There's an area for you to customize the name. And the way it looks, I'll show you like the initial. The way it works is it prints it and then it kind of shows you the direction of the way you're supposed to write it. So I put my daughter's name down here so that she can have this space down here to practice writing her name so she can trace it. And then she also has like this space on top that she can write her name. So this actually comes in like a 2-pack, and I want to say it's like 25 sheets on this one pad, but you get 2 of these. So I was kind of surprised. I thought I was only going to get 1, and it came with 2. So this is going to be, this will last a while. And I don't remember how much it is. I might try and pop up pricing on the screen. But the day I shopped, it was during the insider sale, and everything was 35% off. And then I had a 20% off coupon. So that made things even less expensive. But that's what I got for my daughter. I also grabbed a notebook with the same cover, with the same Hello Kitty cover, because she has a Erin Condren planner. Like, it's like an old one. So whenever something is like I'm outdated or whatever, I'll give it to her and she will play around with it. And so she has a planner that has interchangeable covers. So I got her what I like to do whenever I'm buying covers. If I want a cover, I don't ever really buy a cover by itself. I always get it on a notebook because it always feels like a better deal to me, because these covers usually cost like, I don't know, like $10, $11 depending on the cover. And this is like a classic, like 7x9 size Erin Condren. This is their normal standard size. And I always get the cover on a notebook. And this time I got a graph notebook, which I have never gotten before. And I wanted to get a graph notebook so that I had that. And they always have like stickers in the back of the notebooks. So this one actually is a second notebook that I received, because in my initial order, this was incorrect. They sent me the storyboard, and I'll pop it up what that one looks like. They sent me the story inside pages instead of this handwriting one, and I contacted support, and they went ahead and sent me another one. So this is the corrected one that they sent me, but in that box they also sent me this notebook. So I ended up with 2 of the notebooks, and I'll show you what the other one is in a second. It has a different cover on it. It has the cover that was the free gift with purchase. So I didn't actually buy 2 graph notebooks. I just ended up with 2 graph notebooks and ended up with 2 Hello Kitty covers. So my daughter already has the Hello Kitty cover that came on the original notebook on her planner. Let me go ahead and show you the notepads that I picked up. So this one, move this over. This one is like a to-day list notepad. It has a spot for you to write out like times on here. So a small little schedule section. I just noticed that this top line only has like 1 dot instead of 2 dots. So I wouldn't even use this top line anyway, just because it's like in this. And you can change what this says, but I honestly don't know what else you would say. I wish there was an option that you can make this blank and not have any words here, and it would just have like the little asterisk design. And you can pick the color. So whatever color you pick, the paper is actually going to be like a very, very light version of that. So you can see this is a regular notepad that's like white paper, and then this is like a light green, light teal that they put because that's the color that I picked. So you get to pick the color, and then it kind of just goes everywhere. So I'm not too crazy about how this turned out, because I really would have preferred if they just kept everything in the background white and not the whole thing like a green also. But it's fine. I'll still end up using it. So this I think is like only 25 sheets, I do believe. But that's what I got. And then I also got a 2-pack, and I believe this is part of the Focused collection, but it is a 2-pack, and they both say week of, and these are list pads. So this, I believe there's 25 sheets on each one, and they both feel like the regular Erin Condren paper. This honestly though feels a little bit smoother. So I'm not sure. And then these only have like, this doesn't have that same backing. It has, I think this might be made out of the recycled paper. Some of their list stuff like on the Focus collection is made from like recycled paper, but this doesn't feel like that for some reason. We can do like a pen test on here because I got some highlighters, and I'll tell you what I think about the way this paper is. So here are the dual tip highlighter pens that I got. I've been wanting to get this set for a while because I like the idea of it having like a black. So basically I just got 6 black pens. I like the way these tips are. I was betting that it wrote very similar to some of the black tips on some pens that were in the 2022 Advent boxes. And I really liked writing with those. On like the petite notebooks, like the daily, I had a daily planner, those little petite daily planners. And I like the way that pen wrote on that, because that paper is a little bit smoother than the regular toothy Erin Condren paper that's in the actual Life Planner coil ones. So let me show you what these colors are, because this is the Pastel set. It doesn't even say Pastel on here, does it? It doesn't. But these are the colors on there. This doesn't, okay, I tested this out already using a Moxie Life notebook, and I honestly like the way it wrote in there better. This feels very, the way this is writing, it's like, yeah, it's not looking as nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to show you on different paper. This is probably like my least favorite, this pear color. Because I did this test in that other paper just the way I'm doing it now, where I highlighted and then I wrote right over it. And it didn't do like, it's almost like it's like it's not waiting, it's not drying fast enough. So I probably need to, with this paper, need to wait a minute. So I'm gonna wait a minute before I write on that one. Let me go grab that. Okay, let me grab that Moxie notebook. So I see here's where I tested it out. If you are on my Instagram, you saw me share a story like this, and you see how it's not doing that. I definitely like the way these wrote on this paper better than the Erin Condren paper. Okay, let me write orchid on this one. Okay, see, now that it dried, it looks better. But the like writing experience on here, it's much better. I like this, yeah, this smoother paper. Oh wait, it's kind of doing it too. So maybe I did, I still did need to wait. Okay, so note, make sure you wait a couple seconds before you write on it. I think this looks really good, like heading wise. Like imagine these being like headers for like a to-do list, and or like if you were in a dot grid notebook like this and you were drawing out Monday, Tuesday, and then you can write, you use the highlighter and then write Monday on top of it, Tuesday. I think that looks really cute like that. But yeah, this pen. Oh my goodness, this one's, hold on. Maybe that's the problem. It's got like a piece of like the felt. There's a piece on this one that's screwy. You know how sometimes like the felt like frays? Just like a small little hair. Okay, I think I got it out. And do not highlight over it, that kind of smeared. So give it a second. Okay. Well, anyway, those are the pastel shades. They do come in another pack that's like a 12 pack, and it's a little bit more colorful, and I think some of these colors are in that pack. I've seen other people share the 12 pack, and the body kind of looks a little different than these do. Who is it? I think Lauren from My Something Beautiful Life. She shared her haul, and she has like the 12 pack. So if you're interested in these, but maybe in different colors, like look, you can check out her video and she has them. And the body on those look a little different. They have like, this is kind of like a see-through body all the way, so you can see the ink inside. And on this side it's just black covering this part, whereas the one she has, this section right here is the color of whatever this highlights. So I actually like that body on her pens better than this body, but it doesn't matter because it's a little bit more true to like, because if you look at these, you wouldn't think that these are the colors that come out of this, the way these look. So let me put these up. I will say that the these Moxie notebooks is very similar, like feel to the paper on these feel very similar to Erin Condren Petite notebooks. So I think these will work. Like, the writing experience of it won't feel as like restricted when there's like resistance, is what I'm trying to say, when you're writing on the Erin Condren paper with these, and there's not as much resistance on this smoother paper. So just keep that in mind. Okay, next I have a bunch of notebooks. Well, a bunch, like 3 softbound notebooks. And oh, this one's got like a ding in it on the side. That's fine. But this is just it's like an arbor. I have a coiled notebook that has this on it, so I already knew like how this felt and what color this is. And I'm really excited about this notebook because of the layout inside. It's neutral completely. It's got gray, it's like a dark gray with the date, so you can date it. So you can write on this, like if you're going to use this as, let's say, like a daily list. If you need to make a list for the day, you can highlight like what day, and then you can make out your list, and you can carry on your list to the back of that same page, and then you can use this for the next day. So I'm looking forward to like trying to use this like that. The reason why I got a bunch of notebooks is for that reason. I am not planning on getting a dated daily planner for 2024. But I will talk more about that in my 2024 stack video. So it does come with a ribbon bookmark, and it's just a really nice feeling notebook. This paper feels smooth, kind of like the Petite planners. It probably is the same paper as in the Petite planners. So those highlighters and pens should work like really well. Like, it should feel really nice to write in here with those. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any kind of like bleed through issue or anything like that. But I got that one, and then I got this Ediv one. This one's been out for a while, but I didn't have one. And I'm not a fan of the gold like on the edge. That's just not my jam. But it does have a pink bookmark, so you can keep your place. And then these have some color inside. So the asterisks alternate between like, different colors of the rainbow. It's like pink, purple, blue. It alternates. So this, I feel like I might, the inside is like really pink. It's a really pretty, well, is it pink? Lilac? I'm not sure. You tell me what you think that color is. To me, I feel like maybe it's like a lilac. Maybe it's an orchid. Looks almost like that highlighter color. But I have these pastel. I got the pastel productivity page markers, and these would work really well in these notebooks. If you need like more than just the one page to mark, you can use something like this in there. And these are like metal. So I'm going to show you. I've never gotten these, but I like that they're like a substantial material. It being metal, I feel like they're going to last longer. So there, and that's how it looks. It looks cute. And you just, and it's definitely going to leave a little indent, but that's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I probably would use this for like a journal. I've been journaling like my whole life, and I always use lined notebooks like this to just write basically like free thoughts, think like morning pages. But my journaling usually tends to happen at the end of the day before bed. So I got that for that. And then I just picked up a simple black notebook. I just noticed this one has 2 ribbon bookmarks. This is from the Focus collection. And this one has absolutely nothing inside. So there's no asterisks. There's no dates across the top. It's just a simple lined notebook. It's got like the Focus pinstripes on the inside. Very clean, classy. I got 2 bookmarks. So that's cool. So I grabbed that one. probably just going to add it to my stash of notebooks just in case. I do have a coiled black notebook that I'm using right now for like notes, that when that's done, I might end up switching over into this because of the black and the black to kind of help me kind of keep the notes from the same thing together, if that makes sense. So those are those notebooks. And then the last thing I want to show is the free gifts that they gave. And this is on that original notebook that they had sent me that was not in error. So this notebook originally came with the Hello Kitty cover. That Hello Kitty cover, I took it off, gave it to my daughter, and I popped on this cover, which was the free cover that came. This is In Bloom, the design from last year. And it also came with these In Bloom sticky notes that match. I stuck it on the outside of the notebook instead of inside the notebook because these notebooks are really on a coil that's kind of small, and there really isn't much room on the inside. So that's why I did it like that. And then I also popped in the dashboard that matches that came with it. Also, that was another freebie. So I put it together like this because I honestly think this would be a really cool planning system to have just some sticky notes in a notebook with a dashboard, and every day you could have like a daily page for the day, and then you can have this here showing you what the week is, or you can use this dashboard for just like certain things that you want to do, not necessarily your whole schedule, but maybe you want to use this for meal planning. But then on the other side you have like priorities and to-dos for the week that you can use, or you can use this for like the month. Who knows? I mean, you can almost use this like bullet journal style, and the grid spacing in here I feel like is similar to the grid spacing in their the spacing in the dot grid for Erin Condren. But let me check, because that was really one of the reasons why I wanted this, was because I was kind of curious to see how they compare, and the website doesn't really tell you. Okay, so here's some dot grid. I feel like that's 0.5. I mean 5mm spacing. Yeah, and this one looks like 5mm spacing too. Although if you look at it just like a quick glance, it almost looks like this dot has more, you have like bigger dots than you do the grid. But anyway, this notebook, I like that it doesn't have colored asterisks. It has like grayed asterisks in the corner. So it's very, very neutral inside the notebook. So that was my entire Erin Condren order. Let me know in the comments if there was anything that I got that you also grabbed. If there's anything that I shared, I dropped the other notebook off to the side. If you heard that loud noise. If there's anything that I shared that you didn't know Erin Condren had, that you're thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to get that next time. Hopefully this video was helpful. And if you want to see more planning videos where I share like hauls like this sometimes and do planning reviews, sometimes there's some plan with me's. I'm also, like I said, going to share a 2024 planner stack in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to see that and you're curious to know what I'm going to be doing, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.